Welcome back to the Broken Masterpiece. Today we get to show you what the best stripper on the market is. I'm working with another client set of pieces. They were brought to me in pretty poor shape. The paint is old, it's somewhat of a lacquer, and so I'm gonna get out my GreenEZ Strip and Clean. Now the reason I'm using this product to show you is that I'm working in a closed garage right now. I don't have a mask on because guess what? This stuff is 100% biodegradable. It's eco-friendly, it's non-caustic, which means it's not gonna burn you, and it doesn't smell. There's zero fumes. I don't know about you, but every piece I've stripped before this, I've used chemical strippers, especially the ones before they outlawed that stuff, methyl chloride. Yeah, I used that too. And I always had to wear my huge respirator. I had to wear gloves up to my elbows. If it accidentally splashed on me, it burned immediately. It's awful. This stuff is so much better for the environment and for your piece of furniture. So as you can see, this was just one pass. I put this on generously. I covered it up with saran wrap because it just helps it sit on the piece more evenly, especially when it's cold out. And then you go to town scraping. You take your scraper and you just slide it right off, and the paint or varnish, whatever you're working with, comes right off. It's fantastic. And guys, guess what? I can throw this away. I can throw it in the trash can because it's eco-friendly. So once I'm done, I get the corners, I get a scrub brush out, and I go around the areas that are curved like that. And I go around either with a scrub brush or with steel wool to get off any of the excess stripper. Once you're done with that, you're going to use what's called the finishing cleanser. You spray it right on, and I use steel wool, or you can use a rag or a tack cloth or anything, and you just scrub it, and it gets the rest of it off. It's fantastic. Especially for hard to remove paint or stain, this stuff is a miracle worker. My steel wool starts cutting through and you can see that wood grain immediately. And then I go over and I usually spray it again, and I'll go over it with a rag just to wipe the excess off. I bought this product based on another furniture artist's recommendations, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And I was just looking at GreenEZ's website, and they have soy-based stains now and water-based stains that are also eco-friendly. So I'm going to be trying those next. I feel like this year, especially in 2023, we're going to see a lot more natural wood coming back. And so if you need to scrape off that old chalk paint job that you did terribly on, this is a really good product to use because it just melts chalk paint off. Now you don't have to use saran wrap, but I wasn't able to get this scraped off before it would dry out a little bit. And so I like using the saran wrap, especially if I can just put it on, come back to it later, take it off, and then start scraping away. My other products that I've tried to use that are more natural based was Citrus Strip, and that was horrible. I literally couldn't even put it on enough times to try and get it to strip what I needed it to. Now I did want to show you this area over here because I didn't put the saran wrap over it and it did dry out, and so I scraped off what I could, but I could have just put another layer of the stripper over it and let it sit for a bit. But I want to show you how good the steel wool works with the finishing cleanser, because as I scraped it off, I went after it with the spray, scraped it, went over it with the steel wool, which is metal, so wear really good gloves because it will punch through anything thinner. It still came off. So that finishing cleanser really is like what I used to use, which is like after clean, which just has a lot of chemicals in it and stuff. So this is just fantastic. Look at this gorgeous grain that shows right up through. You didn't even know what was underneath this table. So now I'm going to get to work prepping the rest of the piece. Once it dries out, and you really need to let it dry overnight, you're going to sand your piece down, and you're going to use whatever primer you're using if you're painting it again, or if you are letting it be the natural wood. Now, if you want to know how to paint and stain furniture, you're gonna want to check out the next video because I detail the entire process of painting, staining, and all that jazz of furniture finishing. Thank you guys for joining me today.